Out more online at sanjuanregional.com. It's past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, October the 12th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air, of course, in San Juan County, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere from our website at KSJE.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching our visual radio program this morning. We're streaming the video live to the KSJE YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and this morning our Twitter account as well. So we're glad that you are with us this morning, everybody. Coming up in the next few moments, I'll be talking with Jamie Church, the president and CEO of the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Lots to talk about with Jamie Church this morning, and she has brought a special guest with her, so stay tuned for that. I won't give it away just yet, but we'll introduce her in just a moment. That's coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then, of course, next hour, it is our local community information program about COVID-19. We'll be talking about the First Tee program here in the Four Corners, and also be getting an update from Aztec Schools Superintendent Kirk Carpenter on their resumption of some face-to-face classes in the Aztec School District. That and more coming up today, live at 9 a.m. on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, you can always hear it on the radio every afternoon at 5:06 on KSJE as well. Mick Hess will be here on the radio at 9, Roving with the Arts. Of course, it's our weekday classical music program, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up as well on the radio. And we also invite you to connect with us on Instagram in addition to Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So do that as well if you're an Instagram person. And here's our weather forecast. Sunny but cooler weather this week. Today's high 72 in Farmington, 36 overnight tonight. We did have a freeze warning overnight last night. Tomorrow's high 77. It'll be 79 and sunny on Wednesday, back down to 74 on Thursday, 71 Friday, lower 70s again Saturday and Sunday, and overnight lows in your 40 down to the mid-30s. So let me turn to my guest, who is here with me this morning, who has probably put her garden to bed because she is one of those people that does all these things ahead of when we need to do them. Jamie Church is here from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I right?
No,
you
actually,
didn't?
No. It was it's been so warm.
I understand.
Still watering. I still have tomatoes turning red, but I need to do that. I'm going to bring in my succulents tonight.
There you
after
go.
Looking at the forecast.
Well, and when it says 31 for a low, it's really, in the city though, where you and I both live, it's not that cold in town.
No, you're making me feel like I should do that.
No, you have enough to do, which we're going to talk about this week. So you have a lot going on, but it's good to have you here.
Thanks.
And then, as I mentioned, you've brought a special guest. Yes. So welcome to KSJE. Lori Fendeman is here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Good to have you here, too. And you are here. You're part of the board of directors for the Alzheimer's Association here in Farmington.
Yes, I am. I'm the head of the marketing, so I handle all of our Facebook pages and Instagram and all of that fun stuff.
Very good. Well, I know you got a big event coming up, so we'll be talking to you in a minute about that event. So great to have you here. But first and foremost, Jamie Church, you have a big event, too, that's happening this week, right?
A lot of big events going on happening this week.
Nice. The reinvented, reconstituted Chili in October event.
Yes. Okay, so Chili in October is one of our traditional Chamber of Commerce big events. And in years past, it's been an actual live chili cook-off where we had home cooks competing against restaurants and everything from red chili, green chili, pozole, you name it, as long as it had chili in it. Last year we did a big sort of challenge to Colorado to say who had the best chili, and it was a lot of fun. One of the biggest events ever last year. We had like 22 cooks. It was great. We had a beer garden. It was fantastic. This year, It's a little bit different. However, COVID is not going to stop us from having some fun and celebrating chili.
Right.
So
right.
we are doing it a little bit differently this year. We have a chili passport, which is going to be released this afternoon on our Facebook and our website and every place else. It's 10 local restaurants, breweries, and eateries that are competing for People's Choice.
Okay.
So the way it works is you get the chili passport. You can stop at any of the participating restaurants, which I'll talk about in a moment, pick up your chili passport, or you can print it off of our chamber website. And we want you to visit all 10. If you visit all 10, taste their chili and have them sign your card and then get the cards back to us, you'll be entered for a prize drawing.
Okay.
We would ask you to at least visit 5 of the participating before choosing your People's Choice. So you go in with your passport and say, I'm here to sample the chamber chili. You sample it, and then you're going to mark on your passport which one you think is the People's Choice. You can also vote online. But the fun thing about this year is, COVID has just made us we're thinking about things in a whole new way. So instead of just thinking traditional red, green chili,
Right.
we're thinking just any kind of chili. So we actually have Boone's Thai is competing with a Thai chili, which is
Interesting.
a very different spice,
Right,
but still
sure.
chili.
Right, that's true.
And Juniper Coffee, right across the street here, is competing with a Southwest chili mocha. And Aspen Leaf Frozen Yogurt has a chili chocolate frozen yogurt. Lauderhouse Brewery has a red chili stout. Traeger's has a green chili verde cocktail of some kind.
Okay.
And then we have our traditional chilies. So we have the Chili Pod, Si Senor, Los Hermanitos. They're competing, Red Rocks Roadhouse. And then one of our brand new chamber members I'm very excited about, the Family Market and Family Restaurant. He has a small restaurant, and people have been, I'm getting some feedback saying it's very good, and so he's also competing, and he's a brand new chamber member.
Nice.
So you go in, you taste the chili, and we hope you'll eat there. I mean, I do hope you'll support these restaurants.
Sure.
If you're going in to sit down or eat outside, that'd be great, or if you're getting food to go, but we do hope you'll support the local restaurants while you're doing this, and then vote, and then we'll be announcing on the 28th who the People's Choice winner was. One thing that's different this year is normally our chili cook-off is a one-day event. It is the
Right.
first Saturday in October. This year it's almost a 2-week event. Starts on the 14th.
So we don't have
which
to go
is-
to all 10 in one day.
Right.
I can
which
take my time.
Originally, that's what I was going to make everybody do, but my special events committee kind of talked me out of that. But
Okay.
so it's starts on the 14th and goes through the 24th. So it starts on a Wednesday, and the reason for that is some of the restaurants aren't open on Mondays and Tuesdays, especially during COVID. It's
Yeah,
just
of
been a
course.
slow time
Right.
for them on Mondays and Tuesdays. So it starts on Wednesday, and it goes through the following Saturday, the 24th. And then there is a way you can vote online. If you go to our chamber site, which is gofarmington.com, you'll see it right there on the homepage, vote. And then, or what we'd like you to do is go to the restaurants, get your card signed, and then return your card to one of these amazing ballot boxes.
There it is on the screen
which
right
I
now. Look at
Spent
that.
Friday making. I was very crafty on Friday.
Look at that.
And then you can return your card to any of the participating restaurants, and then fold up your card and get it in the ballot. And then we'll be collecting the ballot boxes, and we will be counting up, and then we'll make an announcement.
Very exciting.
It's
Okay.
a very fun competition, friendly competition. But we know our restaurants. I mean, I know I say it every time I'm on the show, but they've had a tough time, and whatever we can do to get people in, and we ask you to please wear a mask. Remember that too. It's
Right,
actually
of
on the
course.
passport. Remember, these restaurants, in order to be able to stay in business and comply, they're going to ask you to wear a mask. And please do. We know you can't sample the chili while you have a mask on, but please wear a mask while you wait for your chili or while you wait to get seated.
Right.
And then you can take your mask off to sample it and then wear your mask out. So we did put that on the passport to remind people, please do that as
Good
another
point.
way to support them.
Very good point. And there's no charge to
No, this is all
do
free.
this, right?
No, this is all free.
So this is a big change too, because normally this is a big fundraiser for the
Yes.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, it is.
And so, you are just doing this, I think, to get feet in the door of these restaurants, right? To try to sample the chili. And as you mentioned, maybe
Exactly.
get a takeout meal or sit down if you can do it safely and have a
Right.
meal at those restaurants while you're sampling the chili.
Exactly. And we do have one sponsor, so Waste Management of the Four Corners, which was great to have them on as a sponsor, because now we'll be able to get a banner for the winning restaurant they can put up
Great.
saying the 2020 Chili Champion. And so thanks to Waste Management, because you're right, though. Normally this is a fundraiser for us. And this year that won't be a fundraiser as much as it will be us doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is advocating and supporting our business community and our chamber members. So it's going to be different. I think it'll be fun if people participate and they have fun with it. The other fun thing is the restaurants. I really said you guys need to get people in to vote. So you can do Facebook videos. You can bribe your customers, hey, vote for us and we'll give you a free yogurt or whatever. The only thing you can't do is you have to be friendly to all the other restaurants on the passport. So you can't be saying anything.
No disparaging remarks about your competition.
Remarks.
Okay.
So, but we're really wanting the restaurants to have fun with it. Promote it, put it on your Facebook pages. I'll be going around to all the restaurants during the time and taking photos and probably Facebook Live videos and taking the ballot boxes around. And so, this is just a fun event. But again, we do want to celebrate chili and we want to celebrate fall and we want to try to do some things that are somewhat normal. So anyway, that's what we're doing.
I like it. Yes. And again, we've got a couple of weeks to get out. So again, depending on the restaurant's hours of operations, you have plenty of time though to make a visit and go in and vote. And you're saying you've got 10 to choose from, right? Mm-hmm. You want us to go to hopefully all 10, but at least 5, at least half.
Right.
So
and plan your trip. Yeah. Like Red Rocks Roadhouse is very close to the family restaurant.
Yes, that's true.
And market there, so you could easily do both of those in one day. Chili Pod is right downtown where Boone's Thai is.
Right.
So you can strategically do this. You can go with your family. I will say the two breweries, Lauderhouse and Traeger's, obviously you must be over 21 to taste. And there is a $1 charge for the samples because of we want to make sure they're in compliance with New Mexico liquor laws or something about giving away free alcohol. So that's why there's the $1 charge for the sample at Lauderhouse.
That makes sense.
But so if you are planning to go to those places, you have to be over 21.
Okay.
Yes, so.
There's a question on our Facebook page about where the family restaurant is located. You mentioned it's over by Red Rocks Roadhouse, right?
I'm really good at driving places. I'm not so good about giving you. I think it's that's Broadway. I call it when you come off the off ramp. So over by. It's
on the south side of town. We can start there. We got that, and then it's either Broadway or Murray.
I think it might be Broadway.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Broadway.
Okay.
Broadway is, and actually the great thing is on the passport, it actually has their address, their phone number, and their hours of operation.
So there you go.
So it's right over there where the Habitat for Humanity store is, the Royal Spa is, and the Skateway are just like right across the street.
It might be Bloomfield Highway then.
Yeah, I think it's where it's on the Bloomfield Highway, right as it turns into the Bloomfield Highway. You've now uncovered my weakness, which is directions and.
If you go east on Broadway, you will pass the family restaurant.
And it's a market, too.
Yeah.
So very exciting to have them on, and I'm hearing great things.
Yeah.
Another new business.
That's great.
And so.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, congratulations again, and to you and your committee for kind of reinventing this really popular event. As you mentioned, last year it was great. You had tons of people that were there, and I know folks were concerned this year, but we're able to still do it in a different way, like most things 2020.
Right.
And during this season, I like your whole goal of positive campaigning.
Right.
No negative campaigning. For Chili in October. I like it.
Exactly.
So, good job.
And if you're a business owner or you have a staff, do this as a team building. I was messaging with Vince Moffat over at Basin and saying, hey, challenge all your employees, see who can go to the most of them, or whoever gets their card gets all 10. Put them in a special drawing at your place of business. So make this fun. I mean, like you said, let's be positive. So have some fun with this with your employees and say, hey, we're going to be doing this chili thing. And it's free. So you're not saying everybody has to go out and spend money. It's like, here's the passports, go out, follow COVID safe practices, but, taste the chili, vote for your favorite, have some challenges within your own workforce. So something fun to do.
That's a great idea. So I like it. So it starts this Wednesday.
Wednesday the 14th.
But the sheet will be released this afternoon.
This afternoon.
Right?
I didn't want
the passport.
The passport. I didn't want people thinking it started this past weekend and then going into these restaurants. And so the posters will be ready today, and there'll be official chili tasting sites on all the restaurants. The passport will be ready, and we'll be putting it out this afternoon
Okay, very good.
on our social media.
Excellent. Well, stay tuned for that, everybody. And speaking of reinventing events, Lori Fenteman is here from the Alzheimer's Association, and you have a kind of a new twist on an event, too, which is a kind of drive-through pumpkin carving contest, right?
Yes, exactly. So unfortunately, we weren't able to have our yearly walk, and we really were looking for a way that we can still raise this money because Alzheimer's isn't stopping because of COVID. So we really do need to keep raising money, keep raising awareness. So we're having a pumpkin carving contest at the Bridge Assisted Living on October 26th. The pumpkin carving contest or the drive-by glow, I should say, is from 6 to 8 p.m. If you'd like to enter our contest, there's lots of information on the Farmington Alzheimer's Association page with our link. If you'd like to donate, there's the link there. We just ask if you do donate, please make sure you're donating to the Farmington chapter, or else you're going to that national chapter and we're really not getting our claim.
Right.
If that makes sense.
You're raising money locally,
yes,
so you get credit for
exactly.
that, I guess,
Exactly.
right, with the national chapter.
Yes.
And so we're showing on the screen right now this drive-by pumpkin glow,
Yes.
right, on the 28th.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's on the 28th.
That's okay.
From
Just
8
making
to
sure.
6, or from 6 to 8 p.m.
There you go. And the 28th of October is a Wednesday.
Yes, it is a Wednesday. We just ask that everybody please stay in their car or this event is going to get shut down. We have to keep it COVID safe, and the Bridge Assisted Living has been amazing to open this up for us, and so we really want to keep their residents safe by staying in the car. Those of you who are dropping off your pumpkin, you can drop off your pumpkin at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We ask that you come in staggering numbers just to keep it COVID safe. Go to the check-in desk. Please do not go to the front door at the Bridge Assisted Living. Again, we're just really trying to keep this COVID safe so that we can have a fun Halloween holiday, because we know COVID's really messing up with Halloween.
A lot of normal things, that's true, that
Yes.
we normally do for Halloween. So we can still enter the contest,
Yes,
right?
and it is free to enter for
Okay.
anyone to join. And if you donate more than $50, we will provide you your pumpkin while supplies last.
Very cool. And this is all taking place over at the Bridge Assisted Living, and so that
Yes.
will be the place where we drive through to
Yes.
see these from 6 to 8, the glow, as you call it, right?
Yes.
That evening.
Yes.
Very cool. And so, again, the proceeds will go to the Alzheimer's Association Farmington chapter.
Yes.
And I know your group works really hard for research and help and assistance and support for folks who are dealing with Alzheimer's, right?
Yes, exactly. And we've been working with a lot of great community members like the Hummingbird Cafe. They're a dementia-friendly cafe where you can go, because we feel like the Alzheimer's is kind of like this death sentence, that you're going to live this horrible life, and it's awful. And so the Hummingbird Cafe is actually providing a space for an Alzheimer's friendly space. Of course, it's online now. And they teach you like crafts, you listen to music, just to live in the moment for a little bit and have some happy moments with Alzheimer's. And so
And it's helpful for the families,
yes.
too. I wanted to mention that because that
Yes.
could be really difficult for the individual going through some dementia or Alzheimer's difficulties, but for the family members who are
Yes.
watching this, that can be troubling, too, and so to provide support for them is helpful.
Definitely. And there's a lot of care groups if you guys are interested. Accountability, I guess not accountability groups, but they're kind of get together, let's help each other get through this time, just a way to talk with other people who that are going through the same thing. You can message us on the Farmington Alzheimer's Facebook page if you'd like to get more information about any of these groups. We'll be posting caregiver classes that Walden Lynch puts on for us, all of that stuff.
Great.
Yes.
Very good. And the Facebook page is where we can find event information about the pumpkin carving event.
Yes.
And if we need to be reminded of that, Facebook's a great way to do that. It
Exactly.
reminds you about a lot of things. And again, all the other information of how to get your pumpkin in there. And so you've got, again, prizes, right, for different categories
Yes.
for these pumpkins, right? So they are most creative is one of them.
Yes, most creative, scariest pumpkin, best overall pumpkin, Facebook popular vote, because we can't have you guys get out of the car and vote, so we're going to do a Facebook popular vote instead.
Okay.
And we're also going to have a prize for most money donated. The great thing about this is we've had more than 15 businesses, small businesses, come out, support, donate prizes, carve pumpkins, Farmers Manchester Agency, Anytime Fitness on Apache, just really Dr. Clark Family Dentistry, really great businesses that are coming to support your family. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is. They're trying to raise a cure for you and your family.
Terrific.
So
yeah.
be sure to support those small businesses supporting you.
No kidding. That's wonderful. And that's all about what the chamber is for, too,
Yeah.
Jamie Church, right?
And all of
I
those
believe
that she just
the
named are
phrase is
chamber members.
connecting commerce to community.
That's right.
Yes.
So
That's right.
there we are. But another great event that's kind of been reinvented for 2020.
Yes.
So there you are, everybody. Write down on your calendars there. Coming up on a Wednesday, October 28th, 6 to 8 p.m. down at the Bridge Assisted Living, and I'm sure there'll be signs and maybe folks
Yes.
directing us how to drive through.
Yes, I believe the fire department is going to lead us off. So
They're the best at traffic control, so there you go. Perfect.
Get the experts.
That's right. Very good. Well, thank you for coming in to tell us about this. This is a great event.
Of course.
And
Thank you so much for
hopefully-
having me.
You bet. Get a lot of support for the Alzheimer's Association here in Farmington. And so that brings me back to Jamie Church to talk a little bit about Welcome to the Neighborhood, Jamie
Thanks.
Church. That's
That's
another
also-
big news this week that's
This
happening
week.
for you,
Yes.
right? And your staff. The chamber has moved.
Yes, we are in the process of moving. In fact, the chamber is technically closed this week. We are still, of course, doing our newsletters and our online and obviously some work, but technically we're closed. This is our moving week. So we are moving to the Quality Center for Business. We've been, if your listeners don't know, currently we're in the Downtown Center, which is 100 West Broadway, which has been a wonderful relationship. And but we had an opportunity to move to the Quality Center for Business, and I felt it was a great way to align ourselves with all the economic development that's happening in the region, and both the small business development with the businesses that are going through the incubator and the accelerator, and to be kind of part of that heart of where all the business development is going on, and that's up at the Quality Center for Business. So it seemed like a very good move for us. Of course, we're still going to continue our excellent partnership and collaboration with the City of Farmington, San Juan County, all of the other entities and organizations that we collaborate with now. That's going to continue, but it's just a new digs. I
Yeah,
guess how to
there
say
you
it.
go.
And
That's right.
and if
They've already
you
got
know,
your name on the door, I heard. So there
yes,
you are.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
So this is, as I mentioned, our moving week. So things are, we will be doing all we can to get the word out about the chili in October and all of that. Thank goodness social media makes that easy. You can post anywhere and keep people up to date with what's going on.
Yeah.
But by the end of the week, we'll be in our new space. And then Monday morning, a week from today, we hope to be up and going and operating to capacity in our new location.
Open for business.
That's right.
So there
That's
you go.
right.
That's terrific. Well,
Yeah, it's
congratulations.
exciting. Thank you.
And again, as you mentioned, there's a lot of other entities in that space, near that
Yes.
space, that I think the chamber dovetails really well with
Yes.
in the work that you all are doing. And so
Right, right.
it kind of makes sense to be just within shouting distance of each other to kind of
Well, exactly.
collaborate on stuff.
Exactly. Even when you look at the makerspace and those things going on, if we're talking to new business members or potential new members for the chamber, they may not be aware of the makerspace. What a great opportunity to get them hooked in with the makerspace and West and all the things that are going on at the Quality Center for Business and the Enterprise Center that will help them to make their business successful. And to me, that's why it's such a great place to be and such great partnerships is at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We want these businesses that start out to be successful. And Lori is an excellent example of that. So when I first met Lori, first met Lori when my kids were all in youth group together with her and her sister. So she's like my kid's age. But anyway.
How far back are we going?
I know.
Wait a minute now.
So I've known her a long time. But,
Okay, right.
but she started a business, a
Yeah,
small business, sole
right.
proprietor called Lulu's Petals. And she just dove right into the chamber, networking events, and just... And I loved watching it. I loved watching a young entrepreneur starting a business and seeing her utilize networking and get out there and make those businesses successful. And I think that'll be a great thing that we'll be doing at the, up at the Enterprise Center when you have these new businesses that are coming through the incubator and the accelerator. We'll be doing ribbon cuttings. If they don't have a brick and mortar, then we
Right.
can do the ribbon cuttings on site right there at their office at the incubator. So I just think it's going to be a great way to let new businesses coming up, even if they're a small business, a sole proprietor like Lori, there's still a place in the chamber for you. It's not all big companies. It is everything from the individual all the way up to our members that have 200 employees. So And the chamber is there for everybody to help connect you with not only clients and potential customers, but everybody else in the community, so you can kind of build your network. And so I'm excited about it. Although moving is not fun.
No.
I'm not gonna say it is, because
That's
it's
true.
not.
But
it'll
there
be
you
done
go.
by the end of the week.
It will. Yeah,
And if
exactly.
I can just say about the chamber, being a small business, I've gotten more business from going to these networking events. We just had an online Zoom meeting. I got 5 people who called me. So if you're a small business and you're trying to build your business up a little bit, seriously, you have got to join the chamber. But it's all about what you put into it at the end of the day. So you got to show up to all of that stuff.
Very true.
Yes.
Well, good point. And I know, Jamie Church, you work with big businesses, small businesses. I mean, the chamber really has kind of been set up for all sizes and shapes, and multinational companies are chamber members, as well as a small business like Lori's.
Right, exactly. And we have different benefits for our members that are going to, some of our larger members that have the 200 employees, they're going to be utilizing different benefits than, perhaps our sole proprietors. But again, it's about making those connections, and those happen personal connections. And as Lori mentioned, we did a speed networking event a couple weeks ago, and it was Zoom. Typically, that's been an in-person event. We did a Zoom event, limited it to 30 people. It turned out great. Glad to know you got some calls from it. So it's about keeping your face out there and meeting people. And we do have a leads and referrals group. Again, it hasn't been meeting very regularly during COVID, but we are still trying to meet every other month online, so people can continue to give those referrals and build those customers and those clients. So, the chambers had to change its focus too. But in a way, COVID helped us really look at everything we do. What are some things we were doing we just don't need to do anymore? And what are new ways to be doing things? For example, the Chili in October, the Women's Summit. What are some new ways that we can be utilizing technology to do even a better job than we were doing before COVID?
Right.
So COVID's not all bad. It has helped to, I think a lot of us look at things in a new way and go, I could be doing this more efficiently.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of different ways, from education to business to everything else. Radio, we're still doing what we've been doing, but that's
Yes,
okay.
right.
But now we're on video, so there's that too.
There's that.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. And you mentioned Women's Summit, and before we run out of time, I do want to ask you about that, because that is happening.
That is happening.
In a virtual way this year, right? Like everything else.
Yes, so it is November 5th. It will be a Zoom event. It'll be about an hour and a half. You do have to register. We have a great keynote speaker. Her name is Sarah Swindell, and she is an author of a couple of books. In fact, we'll be giving away some signed copies of her book during the event. She has a great story to tell. She's from Farmington originally, but she has a child with severe autism, and so a lot of it will be about dealing with that, as well as everything else. We work-life balance, and now you add COVID and homeschooling onto the top, on top of all of that. So it will be a Zoom event and more to come, but I think I'm really excited about it because we had such a successful event last year. It was sold out. And now, again, with COVID, I thought, how do we do this? I don't want to just say we're not going to do it this year, because I think it really did have a great opportunity for women to get that professional development. So that'll be happening November 5th. We're working out some details on the lunch and the registration and how that's going to work, but stay tuned. So I want to get through the move and the chili, and then I'm going to start focusing on Women's Summit.
But you set a date, so that's the first.
5th,
that's the first step.
November 5th.
You're committed.
Exactly, we're committed.
Perfect.
It's here. You heard it here first.
There you go. Perfect. And so again, Chili in October. The passports are out today, and then the visits start on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, and so look at the passport. That tells you the hours of operation. They're not all open at the exact same times. Go in and just say, "I'd like to taste the chamber chili." And remember, please try to go visit all of them. You've got enough time, a week and a half. But if you can't go to all of them, at least 5, 6, 7 before you cast your people's choice vote.
And as you mentioned, there's a lot of variety of the dishes that you can sample from, as you mentioned, I mean, from the regular traditional chili dishes that we would expect to some surprises.
Right, exactly, with the Thai chili and the chocolate frozen yogurt and juniper coffee. Just a fun community event where we can come together again, try to focus on the positive, support our restaurants, have some fun, and just like with the pumpkin carving contest, what a great family event. Load your family in the car, cup of hot chocolate, even some candy, for your kids, and make it a Halloween event, or some popcorn. And I'm thinking, gosh, my kids, if they were still little, this is awesome. Drive around, look at those pumpkins. I think it's a great way to be creative and do something during this time.
Right. Well, or even it's a grandkid event
I
too,
know,
right?
I know. If I had my grandchildren here,
You could put them in the car and
I
take
would.
them around.
If
So
well,
now
maybe
there's-
I'll just need to go get them.
You might need
I'll
to
just drive to Oklahoma, go get them, and bring them back for this.
There you go. But it's a perfect opportunity for that too. So a lot of great events that are coming up still, everybody. So we hope that you will take advantage of them
Yes.
and support these local businesses who are supporting these great organizations as well, like the Alzheimer's Association and the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. So
Yes.
there you go. Thank you both for coming in this morning. It's been great talking with both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My guest this morning here on KSJE, everyone. Back with more in just a moment. The time right now is 8:40 a.m.
Automated grading in school has come a long way from those Scantron bubble sheets. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech. I'm Amy Scott, in for Molly Wood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by X-Chair Office Chair, dynamic variable lumbar support, and 10 ergonomic features for maximum support and comfort at xchair.com or 8444-XChair.
Every Monday this fall, we're talking about technology and education because many students, caregivers, and teachers are getting a crash course in ed tech. Even before the pandemic, one way technology has been creeping into students' lives is through grading. And we're not just talking about those multiple-choice bubble sheets that have been around for decades. The Educational Testing Service, which creates statewide assessments for K-12 students, along with higher ed tests like the GRE, has been using artificial intelligence to grade essays since 1999. But can AI really tell good writing from bad? Andreas Orania is Vice President of Assessment and Learning Technology Development for ETS. He says systems are trained to look for things like style, grammar, and how arguments are built.
A system is trained by to extract a lot of features of good and bad writing. And so what that system does then, it aggregates all that data and then it produces some kind of provisional score. The scores of the computer are being compared to a human rater. And then if there's a big discrepancy, usually a third rater comes in to resolve that discrepancy.
So it's actually sort of a check on the human reviewer?
It is the way we use it. It is a check on the human reviewer.
We've seen stories of students, kind of gaming the system, just writing a bunch of keywords that they know the system is going to be looking for and getting a perfect score. What's the usefulness of that kind of grading if it can easily be gamed?
If a system is that easily gameable, it's obviously not a very good system and it needs to be revisited. Now, you have to take into account what the purpose was. So if the purpose of a system is to help a student in a low-stakes environment learn or to help inform a teacher, the needs of that system are obviously very different than if you make big life decisions about admitting someone or other, very impactful decisions based on it. And so, it depends on how you use it.
Clearly, there are some school systems that are using AI in this way. What role do you see the companies that make the technology having in, preventing it from being used in a way that you think is not actually that helpful?
We have done a bunch of presentations over the past couple of years to kind of set up some key questions that we believe teachers should ask. Is the data that is being used in these systems appropriate for my students, right? Are these models related to what my students need? Can I intervene in the system? All these kind of questions that teachers need to ask. And I think it's really important that as we move further and further in this automated world, that we really tool people and arm people with those questions and being able to make good judgments for whether these tools are good for the learning that happens in their classrooms or not.
Andreas Orania is with ETS. I'm Amy Scott, and that's Marketplace Tech. This is APM.
Hi, I'm Yael Cassander.
And I'm Don Glass.
And we host A Moment of Science.
For more than 20 years, A Moment of Science has been taking an entertaining look at the science behind some of life's most perplexing questions.
In just 2 minutes, you get a look at the fascinating world around us and beyond.
We hope you'll tune in.
For more information about A Moment of Science or to download our latest podcasts, visit us at amomentofscience.org.
Listen weekday afternoons at 5:45 on KSJE.
Travel is one of life's great rewards, and there's always something new to see and experience when you travel the world like I do. Hi, I'm Rick Steves. Join me as we get better acquainted with the world each week on Travel with Rick Steves. Together, we'll explore fascinating sights, discover amazing food, and make new friends from near and far. Your radio is the only passport you'll need. Join us for Travel with Rick Steves, Saturday afternoons at 1 on KSJE.
Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin,
And I'm Megan Collop.
inviting you to join us for our COVID-19 local information program Monday and Thursdays at 9 a.m. live on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Each episode we get to hear from local medical experts, community leaders, and more.
Join us every Monday and Thursday at 9 a.m. live on Facebook and YouTube, and every afternoon at 5:06 on KSJE 90.9 FM and 103.3 FM.